What if I told you that spending almost double the money on a laptop might actually be the smarter choice? Today, I'm putting two Asus laptops head-to-head, the V16 versus the Zephyrus G16. One's a budget gaming laptop trying to hide what it really is, and the other is a premium ultrabook that also happens to crush games. The price gap between these two is massive, so the big question is, what are you actually getting for that extra cash? And more importantly, is it worth it or should you just pocket the savings? Stick around because the answer might surprise you. And hey, if you're into these kinds of comparisons, hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. So let's talk about first impressions. These two laptops are going for completely different vibes. The V16 is playing it safe. It wants to look like the most boring office laptop in the world, like something your accountant would use to crunch spreadsheets. Nothing flashy, nothing that screams gamer. The Zephyrus, on the other hand, knows exactly what it is. A sleek, premium machine that's not afraid to show off a little. It's got this LED strip on the back that you can turn off if you want to keep things professional, but it's there if you want that extra flair. Now here's where things get interesting. The Zephyrus has a full aluminum body, and let me tell you, this thing feels like an absolute tank. Solid, premium, the kind of laptop that makes you feel like you just spent serious money. The V16 though, only the top lid is metal. The rest is all plastic, and you can feel it. It's not terrible, but there's definitely some flex and creaking if you press down on it. It just feels cheaper because, well, it is. The Zephyrus is also lighter, which makes it way more comfortable to carry around with one hand. And get this, it's one of the thinnest gaming laptops you can actually buy right now. They've really pushed the limits on how compact they could make this thing. But don't let the size fool you. Both of these are still proper gaming laptops, just in different weight classes. I spec'd these two as close as I possibly could so we could do a real apples-to-apples comparison. Same processors, same graphics cards, same generation. But here's the kicker. The Zephyrus has way higher GPU wattage. That means more power, and more power means better performance. Simple as that. And if 8 GB of VRAM isn't cutting it for you, the Zephyrus has way faster GPU options available. The V16, it maxes out at the RTX 5070. That's your ceiling. Let's talk ports. The Zephyrus wins this round pretty easily. It's got an extra USB-C port and even an SD card reader, which is super handy if you're doing any kind of photo or video work. Both laptops come with pretty chunky power bricks, but the V16's is noticeably smaller. Now you might think that's a good thing, but smaller brick actually means less power going to the components. And less power means you're leaving performance on the table. That said, both of them support USB-C charging, so you could use a smaller third-party charger if you wanted to travel light. The difference is, the Zephyrus has USB-C ports on both sides, so you can charge from either the left or the right. Little things like that add up. Keyboards. Both have single-zone backlighting, but the Zephyrus goes RGB if that's your thing. And honestly, I just prefer typing on the Zephyrus overall. The V16's plastic chassis feels a bit flimsy. If you're a heavy typer, you'll notice the keyboard deck bending a little under your fingers. The Zephyrus feels way more solid and premium. Plus, it's got these extra macro keys at the top that you can reprogram for shortcuts. Pretty handy if you're into that sort of thing. Now, let's talk trackpads, because this is where things get a little rough for the V16. The Zephyrus has a glass trackpad. It feels smooth, sturdy, premium. The V16, plastic, and not good plastic either. It feels cheap, and the clicking sound is just oof. The Zephyrus has this nice balanced click that feels premium. The V16 sounds like you're crushing an ant under a napkin. I know they had to cut costs somewhere, but seriously, just use a mouse with this thing. But here's the real game changer. The displays. This is one of the biggest differences between these two laptops. The V16 has a decent 144Hz Full HD IPS panel. It's fine. It gets the job done. But the Zephyrus, 2.5K, 240Hz OLED panel. This is basically the best display you can get on a laptop right now. We're talking way more vibrant colors, perfect color accuracy, infinite contrast, and blacks that are actually black. It's like comparing an old CRT TV to an IMAX theater. And because OLED doesn't have a backlight, it looks incredible in dark rooms. The higher resolution also matters more than you'd think. 1200p at 16 inches just doesn't look that sharp anymore, but the Zephyrus at 2.5K, chef's kiss. Perfect. And it's not just about resolution. The 240Hz refresh rate makes everything feel buttery smooth, and OLED has way faster pixel response times, so gaming feels significantly better. It also gets a lot brighter, which is clutch if you ever use your laptop outside. And even though the screen is glossy, it has the best anti-reflective coating of any laptop right now. It actually handles reflections better than the matte coating on the V16. Wild, right? The only advantage the V16 has is that its hinge goes back a full 180 degrees. That's it. Speakers. Budget laptops usually cheap out here because most people use headphones anyway. But the V16 actually doesn't sound bad. It's got decent volume, and the bass is surprisingly good even though it sounds a bit muffled. The Zephyrus, though, it absolutely destroys it. Way more volume, the best bass on any Windows laptop, and even surround sound. These are legitimately the best laptop speakers you can buy right now. But honestly, neither one will disappoint you. Both microphones sound pretty good, though the V16 has a bit of distortion. Both webcams are fine too, but the Zephyrus uses more sharpening. The V16 does have a physical webcam privacy switch, which the Zephyrus doesn't have. Now, for the part that actually matters, performance. These are spec'd almost identically, but the V16 has lower power limits. So how much does that hurt it? In Cinebench R23, the Ultra 9 in the Zephyrus crushes the Core 7 in the V16 in both single and multi-core performance. And in 3D Mark Time Spy, you really see how much that wattage limitation kills the V16. Its RTX 5070 is quite a bit slower. But benchmarks are one thing. Let's talk real gaming performance. I tested a bunch of games at 1200p on both laptops to keep things fair, and honestly, in some games, the difference isn't huge, mostly because the V16 still has a solid CPU. But in heavy GPU-intensive titles, the Zephyrus pulls way ahead because it can actually use its full power. The V16 is limited to 150 watts total, and when the GPU alone wants 115 watts, you're running it at basically half power. That's a massive performance hit. Bottom line, the Zephyrus is just faster, period. But what about thermals? The Zephyrus is way thinner, so does it overheat? Short answer, it runs a bit hotter. You can't beat physics. It has more cooling than the V16, but less physical space, so both the CPU and GPU run warmer. The Zephyrus especially pushes its GPU close to thermal limits. Neither laptop overheats though, and you can always ramp up the fans if you want cooler temps. Fan noise? The Zephyrus is actually a bit quieter despite running hotter. Battery life. The Zephyrus has a way bigger battery, so it lasts almost twice as long during light use. The Ultra 9 processor also has efficiency cores that help save power, which the V16 doesn't have. For gaming, on battery, the Zephyrus lasts longer, but let's be real, if you want a game on the go, just get a Steam Deck. Upgradability. The V16 has 2 RAM slots, so you can upgrade memory. The Zephyrus, all soldered. No upgrades. But the Zephyrus has 2 SSD slots versus 1 on the V16, so storage upgrades are way easier. Now the big one, price. The V16 isn't even that cheap for a budget gaming laptop. It's actually kind of expensive compared to competitors. The Zephyrus? It's premium pricing for a premium device. No way around it. Both have cheaper configurations though, and I'll link them in the description. So which one should you buy? Honestly, the Zephyrus. Yeah, it costs way more. But if you can afford it, it's one of the best laptops you can buy, period. Best display, best speakers, great build, solid performance. The V16's only advantage is price, but it's not even a good deal right now. My advice? If you've got the budget, get the Zephyrus. If you don't, skip the V16 entirely and get the 2FA16 instead. It's better in every way and cheaper. Huge shout out to all my channel members for supporting the channel. You guys are awesome. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.